하지 말라. 이 모든 건 우연이 아니니까 우리 완전 달라 baby. 운명을 찾아낸 둘이니까.
If you're not into Taekook or theories, just please close the tab. This is not going to be your cup of tea, so I don't see why would you torture yourself watching a video that you're not even going to like. I know this theory might sound a bit out of mind, I know, trust me, but before saying anything, please watch until the very end so you can know why I even came up with this video. When Singularity came out, I made an analysis about it in my other channel without mentioning Jungkook at all. But since that day, a lot of you kept asking me if it was really Taekook related or not. Days passed, I shook off the question, and then Love Yourself Tear album came out, and then you started asking if it was also related to Taekook or not. Frankly, I never made a video of it, because I thought it would be reaching. I mean, a whole album about them. But then we had some confirmations.
정말 유일무이하게 이제 어떤 수정도 없이 끝났던 그런 곡이고 태영이를 생각하면서 많이 썼습니다. 그래서 이 노래는 정말 들을수록 좋은 노래이며 확실히.
형이 저 이제 싱글러리티 가사를 써줬는데 정말 오로지 저만을 생각해서 이렇게 가사.
우리 아린분한테 박수 한번 쳐줘야 된다.
2018년 5월 24일 페이크 러브 무대를 앞두고 있다. 아프지만 찬란한 우리의 진짜 이야기에 귀를 기울여줘.
First, BTS and RM said that Singularity was made for Tae. He said he thought of Taehyung while he was writing it, and he wanted to make sure that it fit Taehyung well. Also, in Mnet comeback show, Taehyung literally said Fake Love was about them. He didn't mention himself and who, but this is literally what he said. On May 24th, 2018, I'm about to perform Fake Love. It's time for you to listen to a real story that is hurtful yet bright song. So basically he said on May 24th, 2018, we were going to listen to the songs that were about him and someone else or maybe some other people's real story, not their character, their actual story. It was the day they were promoting their album. That was the confirmation I needed to really consider making a video like this. So far we know that the intro Singularity and Fake Love are about him, based on what he himself said. That's true, but we don't know about the other person or people he was talking about that the song were based on. But pretty much all of us know that BTS songs are all related to each other. If you listen to them in order, you'll see that they're actually telling a story. RM told us to listen to the songs in order, especially his favorite tracks that were the 3rd until the 7th tracks. So I listened to them and I actually found a lead that hinted on Jungkook. I won't say what right now, but let's start analyzing the songs one by one until we get to that song, and then I'll tell you what I meant by the lead that pointed to Jungkook. For now, hypothetically, we are just going to see if the songs are going to match Taekook or not, and if it's really going to make sense for them to be about Taehyung or Jungkook. Taehyung says he was dreaming, using it as a means to distract himself from knowing he's surrendering, that a sound brings him out of his daydream to make him face reality.
하지만 잠에 들지 못해.
It's not his voice, it's from someone he doesn't know. He tries to run from reality again, but he can't go back to sleep. The voice is trying to keep him in reality.
목이 자꾸 아파와 감싸보려 하지마.
You see, when you try yelling for so long your throat hurts? That's what he means. He tries to talk, to say something, but he can't hear his voice. It just leaves him with a sore throat. And instead of hearing his own voice, he hears that unfamiliar voice again. Hence, he's the one talking, but he's not saying what he wants to say. He talks like someone he's not. The unfamiliar sound is his own voice himself, just not recognizing himself. Remember the cracking sounds that were keeping him from dreaming and kept him in reality? It's the sound of crying. It's as if the rain is trying to join the water and is breaking the ice, but the ice is still stopping it. Pay attention, the force that is breaking the ice and kept Taehyung in dream is an outside and natural mean. It's not Taehyung himself, it's someone or something outside crying for his pain and trying to hear the voice he's trying so hard to hide. He remembers how he ended up where he was. Before all this, before falling into dreams and waking up by the sound of cry, Taehyung himself throws himself inside of a lake where he can't speak anymore, and a thick ice hides his voice. He keeps his voice inside that cold and frozen water as known as his own heart and falls into dreams to avoid reality until that sound of cry starts cracking the ice of his heart, helping him to speak again. He says he did all that, cage his real thoughts and feelings inside because of the person who was crying for him. He again thinks about how thick the ice is. The length of ice depends on how long it stays frozen. Saying it's thick means it's been staying frozen for a very long time. Then he says, while he was trying to run from reality, it still wasn't easy for him. It still hurt just as much as facing the reality. He wonders what he gained by being locked like that. If the pain was still the same and he lost himself, did he even manage to get the person he was doing all this for? Thinking of all that brings him back to himself, makes him realize where his heart really is, how frozen it became. He tries to reach out to himself inside that frozen water called his heart. He's still afraid to get out. He asks the person not to say anything and tries to cover his own mouth so he won't talk. still struggling with the need to show his feelings and hide them.
결국엔 언젠가 봄이 와 얼음들은 녹아내려 흘러가.
What melts a frozen heart? Love. So despite all the struggle, winter ends and spring comes. It means he gets love from the person he mentioned, and it melts the ice and lets the emotions out.
Tell me 내 목소리가 가짜라면 날 버리지 말았어야 했는지.
Now that he can't speak, he asks the person out loud this time. The person told him it's wrong to keep things in, tells him suffering is not the answer and he should be honest with himself.
Tell me 고통조차 가짜라면 그때 내가 뭘 해야 했는지.
In response to everything that person said, Taehyung asks if it was wrong all this time, then what he should have done instead. So what we get from this song is that Taehyung had been trying to hide something, some of his thoughts, and making sure that no one would hear them. But someone's love or affection actually brought him to himself and let him speak again. But even now he wonders what road to actually take and what is the real way to actually get to his destination. And we also know that two people were involved in this song. One was Taehyung himself and his inner struggles, and the second one was the person who Taehyung was keeping silent for, and gave Taehyung some love and made him who he really was again. Now let's go and analyze fake love as well. As I mentioned, these two were both said that were related to Taehyung, which is why I'm analyzing every single part of them.
날 위해서라면 날 슬퍼도 기쁜 척할 수가 있었어. 널 위해서라면 난 아파도 강한 척할 수가 있었어.
This happens right after singularity. Person A, as known as Taehyung, admits because of person B, he would do anything, like the whole pretending and lying thing that he did to show how he was strong while he was hurt in singularity. He keeps saying that he would keep doing it because he wished his weakness wouldn't show. He says the love was like a flower that couldn't bloom in reality because it was impossible. If we think the song is for Taekook, it actually makes sense because if there is a love, it is in a world of homophobia where people won't let it bloom or grow, and it does seem like a weakness. So he's saying even if it would hurt him to lie and hide, he would still do it because of person B, so their weakness wouldn't show. Fake love, this is what people would call their love. So he starts again, saying sorry for saying it, but still calling it just a fake love.
I wanna be a goon, just for you. 세상을 저는 just for you. 전부 바꿔서 just for you. 나를 너무 who are you?
This pretty much just repeats what was said in singularity. Person A wanted to protect person B, so he started changing everything to a point that he forgot who he really was.
Hey, 우리만의 수, 너는 없어. 내가 완전 잊어버렸어. 나도 내가 누구였는지도 잘 모르게 돼. 거울에다 뒤걸려봐. 너는 대체 누구?
Now it's person B's turn. They say they were in a place that only existed for them, but as soon as person A disappeared, they forgot who they were too. Person A admits that despite saying it's fake love, he still loves person B so much, and that is why he was lying, and then said the madness turned him into a doll just for person B.
Why you stop? I don't know, I'm on fly. 웃어봐, 사랑해, 말해봐. 나를 봐, 나조차 버린다. 너조차 이해할 수 없는.
Person B asks person A, why is he so sad? Person A says he doesn't know. Person B asks him to just say he loves them and smile instead of saying that it's fake love. Person A says that he was giving up on himself because even person B didn't understand his reasons for doing what he was really doing. Now person A is trying to argue, accusing person B of thinking that he just changed, saying he wasn't lying when he was calling the love fake and always thought that way. Person B says that no, you changed, this is not who you used to be. And person A says, what do you mean no, I'm blind, as if love was a color that you couldn't see, saying that their love was just fake.
I don't know why.
Because of all the lies, person B gets confused, saying that he didn't even know anymore.
I just know why. 'Cause it's a fake love.
Person A confirms again, saying he knew why, because it was all just fake love. And the song ends with the first phrase of the song, with person A saying no matter what, even though it hurt him, he'd still pretend like it doesn't.
사랑이 사랑만으로 완벽하게 내 모든 약점들은 다 숨겨지기에 이루어지지 않는 꿈속에서 피울 수 없는 꽃을 키웠어.
Okay, let's put together the things we got from these two songs. Taehyung is hiding his feelings, his love for a certain someone, and the other person is trying to help him to open up and love them instead of hurting himself. But Taehyung insists on doing it because he's trying to protect the other person by pretending like the love doesn't exist, hence saying it's fake love. I mean, in the Mnet show, RM did mention that some certain members were wearing masks. So it's not really that strange anymore, but you know what is interesting? The next song in their album, Truth Untold, is also about wearing masks instead of confessing their feeling, because of thinking that the person isn't beautiful enough, but they still want to be with the person they love. This song is connected to the other two songs before. Let me show you.
외로움이 가득해 비어있는 이 garden 가시투성이 이 모래성에 난 날 외웠어.
This is how everything started. Person A and his loneliness. Instead of being stuck under ice, he's now in a sandcastle but still alone.
너의 이름은 뭔지 갈 곳이 있긴 한지 Oh, could you tell me? 이 정원에 숨어든 널 봤어.
Person B sees him, asks him who he is, and tries to be friends with him.
And I know 너의 온길 모두 다 진짜란 걸 푸른 꽃을 꺾는 손 잡고 싶지만
It's showing the first signs of love. Slowly they fall in love.
내 운명인 걸 Don't smile on me Lie on me 너에게 다가설 수 없으니까 내겐 불러줄 이름이 없어.
Just like in the other two songs, person A is afraid to fall in love. He says he won't say what is his name to avoid it.
You know that I can't show you me, give you me. 초라한 모습 보여줄 순 없어. 또 가면을 쓰고 날 만나러 가. But I still want you.
Again, like the other two songs, person A really wants the love of his life, but he can't show himself or reveal who he really is.
But I know 영원히 그럴 수는 없는 걸 숨어야만 하는 걸 주하나니까.
In the other song, he thought his love was fake, right? Now he says it's because he thinks he's ugly the way he is. Hence, his truth is ugly, so he keeps hiding behind the mask.
할 수 있는 건 정원에 이 세상에 예쁜 너를 닮은 꽃을 피운다. 네가 아는 나로 숨쉬는 곳. But I still want you.
Remember the forest that person B said is their place in fake love? It's the same garden that they mention in here and meet each other in the song. He calls their spot again. Also remember when person A was saying their love was fake and person B said, "This is not the you I used to know anymore." In here, person A says he confronts person B the way they knew him, telling them the truth.
어쩌면 그때 용기만 이만큼만 용기 내서 너의 앞에서 떠나면 지금 모든 건 달라졌을까.
Just like the end of Singularity, this question comes up. If I would stay by your side instead of taking the hiding path, what would happen?
울고 있어 사라진 무너진 홀로 남겨진 이 모래성에서 부서진 가면을 바라보면서 And I still want you.
Like Singularity, person A stops hiding, breaking the mask, and saying that he still wants person B. So by analyzing the last song, I just wanted to show you the connection it had with the other two songs. The connection stays the same way until track 7. From now on, I'll just show you the important and key parts of the other songs to say what happens next in this story. The next song is 13:47:40, and in the beginning, the story is told by person B.
물어보고 싶었어 그때 그랬는지 왜 난 내 쫓았는지 어떤 이름도 없이 여전히 널 맴도네 작별이 무색해 그 변함없는 색.
In this song, he asks person A why he chased them away. Person A in the previous song never gave his name to person B, remember? It's interesting that in this song, person B says his world was resolving around the person who didn't even have a name.
난 이름이 없구나 나도 너의 별이었는데 너는 빛이라서 좋겠다 난 그런 널 받을 꿈인데.
Then he says that he used to be person A's star. It's a reference to Airplane Part 2 when someone finds the main character and says, "You're my shining star, you're my shining star." Then person B asks person A if he found what he was really looking for while he was gone, saying his world was still all about person A and they missed him so much.
많은 글이 다를 건 없네. 똑같은 일상 속에 딱 나만 없네. 분명 어제까지는 함께였는데 무서울 정도로 똑같은 다른 속에 딱 너만 없네. 솔직히 말해 네가 없던 1년쯤 덤덤했지 흔히 말하는.
Then when Suga sings, person B tries to talk again, saying nothing changed at all, and saying that the only thing that was gone was person A. He even mentions the separation timeline, which was 1 year, and during that time, he says he forgot everything about person A. It's interesting to note that Taekook's separation started from the end of 2016 until the end of 2017, which was a year. So it's very, very interesting that the timeline actually matches. Person A was the one who brought all the confusion, but then he started saying that he missed person B so much even though he was sure person B just forgot about him. And person B was just running away aimlessly because of his love with person A. The next song, Paradise, doesn't really have much to say about the storyline. The only thing it says is that person A tells person B to stop running aimlessly because that was what he was doing in the previous song.
Marathon, marathon. 삶은 길어 천천히 해. 하지만 진짜 세상은 약속과는 달라. 우리 달려야 해, 밟아야 해. 신호탄 내 손이 멈춰서도 괜찮아. 아무 이유도 모르는 채 달릴 필요 없어.
Person A tells him to stop. It's okay to just live without having a dream. And then he says, it's because even your exile is paradise itself. Now we get to Love Maze. The song starts by bringing a reason to something, saying, "Cause I'll be your love maze." In this song, it says they both were stuck in a place full of confusion over what to do, looking for answers and trying not to get lost.
선택의 미로 속에 갇혀 막다른 환경 속에 지쳐 우린 정답을 찾아 헤맸었지만 lost in the maze in the dark.
Then person B says, "Just believe in us and let's keep running together," and asks person A to hold their hands so they could stay together forever. They ask person A to promise not to give a damn about negative things because their love was all that mattered. Because person B could be person A's love maze.
없이 길을 달리고 달려봐도 저 수많은 거지 다 웃었니 우리만 믿어야 해 두 손 놓치면 안 돼 영원히 함께여야 해 힘을 날 믿어야 해 Baby just don't give a damn Promise 내게 약속해
Now we get to the 7th track, which is the song Jungkook produced. Bang PD for some reasons asked Jungkook to do it. Jungkook always said that Magic Shop is a fan song, and it is. It is a song for us. But you know the tricky part? It's a letter from Jungkook to us, and in the start of it, he actually ends the previous story.
망설인다는 걸 알아 진심을 말해줘 결국 다 흉터절로 돌아오니까
He says he knows that we are hesitating after hearing all that, because even if he tells the truth, it'll all look like just some scars.
힘내란 뻔한 말은 하지 않을 거야 난 내게 들려줄게
He says he won't tell us to just cheer up and not to feel sad. He said he was just telling us his story. And this is where we realize the story was also based on Jungkook. Person B was actually Jungkook. This is the hint I was talking about. After saying, so listen to my story, he doesn't really say any story anymore, because the story is already finished. he's referring to the story we were following. And then after that, he just comforts us, tells us he'll wait for us and protects us, and then he asks us to show him something in response to something else that he showed us. And then he says this. He says we gave him the best thing he could ever have, and he'll also try to do the same and give us his best as well. It's basically a song from Jungkook to comfort us and asks us to keep loving him. You see, the thing about these songs is that it's not just about the storyline. You can see that it's hinting a lot of things at the same time, and it's not just about Taekook, for example. It can be a part of it, but it's not the whole song. Which is why, for example, when you listen to Airplane Part 2, you see some small hints of what was happening in the story they were telling, but you also see another side of it, which is just about what happened to BTS. They were all just normal singers, and then they started to grow and travel around the world and be successful. What I'm trying to say is that I'm not saying the songs were all made for Taekook. I still can't get myself to believe that. But based on what they said, the first two songs at least were related to Taehyung, and their other songs were related to the first two songs and were telling a story altogether. And in the end, Jungkook was the one who said, "I'm telling you my story," which means it was their story, and it was a very heartbreaking story which ended with Jungkook asking us to just give him support, telling us that it's okay, that he's okay, that they're all okay, and still asking for our love, because as much as he gives us the love, he still needs it as well. As always, these are just theories that can be true or can be false, but were made based on what they said themselves. You are free to disagree or agree. I'm fine either way. At the end of the day, what matters is that we love BTS no matter what, and support them. We love and appreciate the songs they brought to us. They are precious. We love you so much, Bangtan. And same goes for you, ARMY. Bangtan loves you so much. And I love you too.